What's up, you guys, and welcome back to my channel for part 2 of my music classroom tour. Today I'm going to be taking you through the front of my classroom where I have a lot of small percussion instruments that I'm going to be showing you. Some of them I've had for a little while, and many of them I have recently obtained this school year because some of them needed to be replaced. As I did in part 1, I am going to be linking all of the things that I'm talking about today in the description below, so make sure that you check those out if you would like to obtain any of the instruments that I'm going to be talking about today. So let's go ahead and get started with some handbells. All right, so here we are at the front of my classroom. This is my Promethean board that I currently have for my projector to shine on. And up here, as you can see, I have a few shelving units that I keep a bunch of my instruments in. So we're starting with handbells today. These are the handbells that I just obtained last spring. So I've had these for about a year. After our school did a large fundraiser, I was able to write a purchase order for these. I ordered, let's see, this is a C major scale of bells. So there's 8 bells in each box. And I have my kids sit in small groups in my classroom with little dots on the floor, and there are 8 of them. Some classes fill all 8 groups and some don't, but I have 8 boxes of bells so that I have a box of bells for each group to share. So I'm going to be taking you through what these bells look like. So I started using these bells when I was using Prodigy's music online, because they use a lot of interactive bell songs, and my kids loved it and it was super awesome. But some of their bells were a little too expensive for my budget here at school, so I found these on Amazon. So these have slightly different colors than they use on Prodigy's, but that's okay because they're close enough. So I labeled these bells. So here is what the middle C bell looks like. It is red, and as you can see, I put labels on the front of the bells. They do have labels on the top as well. So this one says that it's C and it's number 1 in the scale. So in the Prodigy's play-alongs that I use, they play both by letter note name, they play by solfege name, and they also play by number names. So I wanted to make sure all of those were included in an easy to read spot on my bells. So this is our red bell, the C, middle C. This one is our orange ray, or D. We have our yellow E for me. Our green bell for fa. We have a light blue color for so. We have a dark blue color for la. A purple for T. And for the high do bell, in Prodigy's they use just a smaller red bell, but these ones use a white bell to show that this is a high C. I like that this is actually a different color than the middle C bell because it's just a lot easier to visually identify for my kids the difference between the high and the low between the handbells. So I really, really like this set. So these are just desk bell style. As I've been showing you, you can just hit it off the top. There's a little hammer in the bottom here that just hits the inside of the metal part of the bell. These are really durable. I have had yet to have one broken within a year's time, so they've held up really well, and I really, really like these. So make sure you check the description below if you want to check out these bells on Amazon. They are also an excellent, excellent price. By the way, if you're getting value out of this video, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button, and please consider subscribing to the channel so you don't miss out on future videos. So next up, I'm going to be showing you my new rhythm sticks. So these rhythm sticks I also got earlier this year when I wrote a grant. And that was through a local program that I had. So some of the grants that I wrote this year were through local credit unions or even fundraising at car dealerships. So sometimes car dealerships will partner up and take nominations for teachers, and when people buy a new car, whatever the car promotion is, they can choose to donate a certain amount of money to a list of teachers that they've obtained. So I actually did both of those, the credit union as well as the car company. So that's how I was able to obtain so many instruments this year through various grants. So I really like these rhythm sticks as a replacement for my old rhythm sticks. My old ones, they were much longer than this one and thinner, and they were just breaking, they were shattering, they were splintering, and they were really, really unsafe. So I like these because they're really light. They have a nice sound to them. They're great for little hands, but they're also thick enough that they're really hard to break. They're really hard to splinter and dent up and chip paint and all of those things. So while they are a little bit small for my hands because I have adult hands, I still make them work when I'm leading rhythm sticks with my kids because these work really, really well for them. All right, so the next thing that I want to show you, I just got a bunch of these funded through a local credit union of mine that you can apply if you're a teacher for various grants up to $800. These are amazing. I love these so much better than the old school xylophones that I had in my classroom that were wooden and the bars would fly off easily and they were hard to move around, and I didn't have a 1-to-1 ratio for the kids. So I love these because they have stands on the bottom that just fold out, so they hold these nice and up off the floor so that these instruments can ring out. It just opens with this button, and this is what it looks like on the inside. They have a couple of different color options for this particular brand. So these ones are just black and white keys, but they also have multicolored rainbow style if you prefer to have more visually different notes. You can see that the mallets get stored inside under here. I also like this because when my students compose, they can place their music and prop it up here, which is a huge game changer for me because they would never know what to do with their papers when they were performing. And the bars are clearly stamped on here, and these are really hard to get off. They do come off, but they're a lot harder to get off than say like the wooden ones, and they don't fly off. Has a really nice sound to it. I love these so much. I think I got about 19 of them funded for about an $800 grant. And then I also had some extras ordered through a purchase order in my school. So these are absolutely amazing. I love that they close. I love that they have like a briefcase style handle built into them. So they're really, really easy for students to grab and go and carry, and it keeps the instruments safe and easy to store also. So I can store these really, really space-saving ways because I can just stack them. So let me show you what that looks like really quick. So this is where I just store some of those xylophones that I just showed you in cases or glockenspiels. And as you can see, I can fit a lot of them on this shelving unit. So these are a huge space saver, and you can have a lot of them. You can have a 1-to-1 ratio for your kids or even working in partners. And the cases help keep them protected, the ability to prop your music up, and I just love how easy these are to store. So I highly recommend these, so check out the link below if these are something that interests you and you want to have in your classroom. All right, so the last couple of percussion instruments that I wanted to show you guys are tambourines and shakers. So I just got these tambourines. They were part of the grant I got funded through the car dealership. So these are great for tiny hands, and I have a bunch. I got like 30 of them, and they come in a really huge pack, and they are very, very much reasonable in terms of price. You get a lot of bang for your buck. So no, they're not made of wood, but for tambourines, they absolutely get the job done. So I do recommend those. And then lastly, I just wanted to show you some shakers that I got not too long ago. So some of my shakers were falling apart and not so good, and I also just needed more so that all of my younger students could have one at the same time. So these shakers are all a different loud or softness, which is really cool. So this one says soft, and it sounds like this. This one says medium. This one is loud. and this one is extra loud. So I really like these because there's a lot of diversity that you can do with shakers that have different soft and loudness, and I just thought that they were super awesome, so I'm going to link these below as well. Thank you so much for stopping by today to check out part 2 of my music classroom tour. I really hope you found a lot of value in all the instruments that I shared with you today. I hope that you have found the links really helpful in the description, and I also hope that if you choose to write a grant for any of the instruments that I have shown you, that you will have great success and that you will love them just as much as I do. Please stick around in the channel for another upcoming video, and I will see you next time.